Hello, and welcome to the fourth edition of the Pastor's Study. I'm Father John Paul Erickson, pastor of beautiful, idyllic Transfiguration Parish and even more beautiful and idyllic Oakdale, Minnesota. And I'm joined by the wonderful associate, hardly the lowly associate, Father Brian Lynch. Father Lynch, where are you from?
I was born in Queens. I was raised in Connecticut. I went to school in Pennsylvania, and I'm theologically trained in Minnesota.
You were born in Queens. You might even say that you're from the hood.
Some have said that.
Now, the last session in this study, we spoke a lot about food. And actually, we spoke about the absence of food. That was dreadful for me because the whole session that we were speaking of, I was craving, can you guess? Burritos. Burritos. So, we're going to take a brief break for my own GI sanity here and talk a little bit about some common questions and some common misconceptions about what we as priests wear.
Ooh.
Our clothes. Our clothes. We're going to talk about our clothes. So, now first of all, I think it'd be worthwhile to mention, Padre, what's the significance of uniforms? Like I'm wearing right here this rad cassock, cassock, like those soldiers, the cassocks.
I like uniforms, generally speaking. I think they're helpful for people when you are looking for someone in a particular, with a particular responsibility.
Like a copper.
Yeah,
or a fireman.
Yes.
Or a fire person, as the case may be.
Yes. A doctor, a soldier. It's so helpful for people to be able to identify the person that they need, and that's traditionally often accomplished through the wearing of a uniform, a particular uniform.
I would also say, too, that part of the uniform for us clergy, for us priests, it's not only a reminder to the people, it's also a reminder to us,
Yeah.
Sometimes we need to be reminded that, we are priests and that we are supposed to pray and that we're supposed to offer sacrifice and be priestly. That's important for us, too.
Amen. That is very true.
Yeah, so there are many elements of our uniform. As I say, we got the cassock, we got the classic sport coat look, which Father Lynch sports so well. I want to point out a significant difference between our uniforms here. Father Lynch has what they call the Roman collar. Is that what that is? The full-on, all the way around collar.
Sure.
Yeah.
Roman collar.
I think that's right. I think that I've got what's called the old classic plastic tabby. So it comes right out like this. Okay. So now Father Lynch cannot do that. It's firmly attached. All right. So now let's move from our daily attire to some of the vestments that we wear for the holy sacrifice of the Mass. Hold one moment. Okay. So this piece of cloth here, I think, Father, this is like a handkerchief, right? I think so.
No.
Okay.
That's an amice.
An amice. And what do we do with the amice?
The amice goes around our neck and shoulders, more or less, and it covers our collar, and it also serves there's sort of a practical function with laundering too. This helps to keep the fancier garments that you'll be demonstrating. It helps to keep them clean. So
let me tell you something. Speaking of this, I'm a sweater.
Yeah.
I mean, I sweat like a madman.
Sure.
And so this is actually quite helpful to preserve the vestments from Father Erickson's gruesome and gross perspiration.
And that's comforting to me as somebody who wears those same vestments.
Oh, snap. All right, let's find out another piece of vestment garment thing. Yeehaw! Woo! Yeehaw! What about this?
It's not actually a lasso.
Yeah! Woo!
In broad terms, it's a belt, and you could also say in broad terms it's a rope.
Yep. This is definitely a rope.
And it's...
Get a rope.
But we call it a cincture.
A cincture. Oh, it's sort of like the word like you're going to sink it up.
Okay. Or cinch it up?
Cinch. It's like
Yeah, yeah.
It's a cinch, you know?
Yes.
When objects have a great deal of ease, you say it's a cinch.
Yeah.
Like you tighten it up. You've
Sure.
got a grasp on the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So, in the seminary, which was, like eons ago when like the dinosaurs roamed the land, I remember one of the things we learned was how to hang these things up. You remember that?
Oh no,
So like here you got this, okay. You go like this. Look at that. Look at that. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? And then you just hang it on the hook here. So yes, as you say, Padre, the cincture goes around the white garment called an alb, like an albino squirrel, like an alb, goes around there so that when you are walking to the sanctuary, you don't trip on your face, which is hardly a priestly look.
No,
Yeah.
it's much better to have
We don't want to do that.
a cincture.
We don't want to do that. So I'm gonna take this off camera. And, yeah.
It's not actually a lasso.
Okay. Oh, you know what? Oh, look at this thing.
Oh,
Sometimes,
boy, that's a surprise.
sometimes people of Transfiguration, you may see Father Lynch and maybe even Father Erickson sporting this sweet-looking outfit. Now, what is this, man? I mean, it's sweet, but what is it?
It's a very short cape
Yeah,
that clerics wear.
yeah. Its name is actually, in all seriousness, sort of escaping me right now, too. What's the thing called again?
I think it's a mozzetta.
Mazzetta, that's right, exactly. You can also get a great bowl of Mazzetta at Digidio's.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Exactly. So, anyways, okay. So, what's the deal with this item?
That is the Jerusalem cross. So that is the insignia for the equestrian order of the Knights of the Holy Sepulchre, to which both you and I are
Proud members.
proud members.
Hardly the Knights of the Knee.
No. This is it's
Serious
really,
business.
It's an honor. So that's the cross of Jerusalem, and it's associated with the Crusaders as
Now,
well.
you would never wear this if you were the celebrant of Mass. This would be sort of ridiculous. Just putting your help on in this thing.
It would not be appropriate.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So this is worn when you are helping with Holy Communion.
Sure.
The
The Holy Father wears a mozzetta, a white mozzetta, I think, with great frequency. He probably wears it more than anybody else.
A couple of weeks ago, I saw you actually at 6 a.m. in the morning coming up from your room wearing this thing.
Well, I like to practice. I like to be reminded of my priesthood. So yeah.
That's good. All right, only two more objects here. Two more. This is what they call an alb. An alb. An alb is, as I said before, a white garment, sort of like liturgical underwear. You gotta wear it. And it reminds us of a couple of things. What's one of the things that it reminds us of?
I like to tell people, and especially children, that it is a really big version of the white garment we put on a baby at baptism.
Boom.
It reminds us of our baptism.
Boom, exactly.
Well, I've tried to wear a baby-sized garment. It doesn't work. It
Yeah,
doesn't
it's sort of like the
fit.
Mazzetta thing. I mean,
Yeah.
it just wouldn't. It would be absurd. Yes, because our dignity as reverend clergy begins with our certificate from the seminary, right?
With baptism.
Oh,
Begins
okay.
with baptism.
Okay,
Yeah,
now with our
that-
MDiv.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard that's sort of a fake master's degree anyways. Okay. All right, one final thing. Okay, this is what they call, this is the creme de la creme. This is called the chasuble.
Chasuble.
The chasuble. And it's a lovely garment. It's made by Art Grosset, which is not our next door neighbor. This is a company that makes vestments. And I've taken this up because we got the black on. You don't normally see black anymore, black on vestments. Why would we wear black? For what particular occasion,
well,
Padre?
we've sort of singled this out as the funeral chasuble.
That's right.
We wear this when we wear a funeral mass. You know, the white obviously symbolizes the resurrection, which is what everyone we're celebrating a funeral mass for. That's what we're hoping for. But
Amen.
the black certainly. It contributes the element that there is sadness and that death is a consequence of sin, and it strikes me as a very appropriate funeral mass vestment.
It's dignified.
It is dignified.
Solid.
Those are solid colors. I also, which has caused a little bit of perhaps consternation, I will wear it on the feast of Dominican saints myself because.
Oh no, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. because the colors are sort of Dominican order of preachers, black and white.
Clever. All right, that's probably about as much time as we have today. And so, next week we'll return to your wonderful letters, ladies and gentlemen. Letters from landfall, letters from other parts in the world. I think Luxembourg we got a letter from Mr. and Mrs. Vaughn or whatever. And we're going to return to the topic of the Lenten disciplines. We'll talk next week about almsgiving, about giving money away, almsgiving. Until then, Father, any final remarks?
Yeah, I was thinking about my own almsgiving and I just...
All right, we'll see you next week.